I'm Jaden Grimes. He is right over there making us sound good. We're coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. We hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. I know I did. We've been off for the last 2 weeks now. So much has gone on since we were last on the air. The college football playoffs down to the semis. How about those Canes, huh?
Go Canes, baby. Oh, I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Hayden says he's not taking his hat off until they win the national championship.
I don't think he would have taken his hat off anyway. He never takes his hats off.
That's a good point.
He only takes his hat off for two things, right? Two things.
Showers and...
Yeah, you know what.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman.
The NFL regular season has come to an end since we were last on the air. We've acquired a country as well, Venezuela. We've got a new country.
Oh, wow. It took you all 2 minutes into 2026 to bring up the most hot-button political issue that is happening.
That happened while we were gone, did it not? Yeah, we want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Champs and chumps from the holiday week. Also, we also want to get your overreactions. I have some overreactions today, Krabby Krab.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
It's been weeks since we've reacted to anything.
Yeah.
I imagine everything that comes out of our mouth will be an overreaction.
Yeah. Had a great holiday off. Spent holiday at the beach over at Hard Rock. Also went to Mission Resort for a couple of days. Went up to Philadelphia where it was cold as hell up there. How was your holiday?
It was fantastic. I feel refreshed and recharged. Spent a lot of time with family. Watched a lot of useless bowl games, my favorite tradition this time of year. Christmas Day itself was just the absolute pinnacle of my existence. A bundle of Chinese food and a day full of NBA. It's the absolute best thing that a guy could ask for. So I feel good. Everybody in the room seems to be in a really good mood today. It's amazing what a couple of weeks off will do. It's very strange in this industry that we're afforded the opportunity to step away for the holidays. And I would say to anybody in any line of work, if you can do that, do it. And but it is weird for us with everything that's going on to not be able to crack a mic like we're used to. So we've got a lot to get off our chests. And thanks for coming back to us.
I also took the holiday off from the Sentinel for the whole 2 weeks we were gone. So I've never done.
So those forearms are feeling fresh.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. So let's get to the highlights and the headline. Let's start with my red-hot Jacksonville Jaguars and their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He threw 3 touchdown passes, breaking the Jaguars' club single-season mark for total scores, and the Jags earned a home playoff game with a 41-7 division-clinching drubbing of the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Here's Trevor to Quentin Morris.
Play fake. Trevor drops. Throws it out of the backfield. Caught by Quentin Morris. The tight end on the right flat. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And the Jags are pulling away here from the Tennessee Titans.
The Jaguars they were 13-4 this year, have a dozen wins for only the second time in franchise history. No one should want to play the Jaguars right now. They've won 8 in a row, 9 of their last 10, and Trevor Lawrence has been the hottest quarterback in the league during that streak. Here's my overreaction. The Jaguars, not the Patriots, not the Broncos, who the Jaguars destroyed in Denver just a couple of weeks ago. The Jaguars are the team to beat in the AFC.
I don't know that I can argue with that all that much. I don't really think there's that much of a difference between the Patriots and the Jaguars. As you well know, Mike, I have created my own NFL power.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like to reference this because I think this is important to this discussion. This is not bias. This is objective math that I have done every week, weighting these teams. One number builds to the next throughout 18 weeks of the season. Painstaking calculator math has gotten me to this. The Patriots have a 24.5 rating on the Bianchi Kravitz power rating scale. The Jaguars have a power rating of 24.5. They are identical. The only team in the AFC with a higher power rating than those two happens to be the team coming to Jacksonville. It's the Buffalo Bills. They're the highest rated team that I have in the AFC. Now, that's just what that says, but it also backs up what my opinion would be going into the playoffs. We'll get much heavier in this as the week progresses. Buffalo is the team I would want no part of because they have an experienced head coach and they have the best winning quarterback that is in the AFC at a time in the year where you need those guys to perform at their best. I trust Josh Allen and the Bills more than any other team in the AFC. But Jacksonville has been a tough place to play, and that team is no pushover. So when you layer in the home field advantage, Jacksonville would probably be the team to beat in the AFC.
Imagine if you'd put in some money on your little betting app on Jacksonville before the season, the Super Bowl. How much?
I don't recall the number off the top of my head, but it would be pretty long, probably like 75 to 80 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. And now, to me, they're just as good as anybody else. Bottom line is it's the Patriots, the Jags, and the Bills are the teams that stand above the rest. But honestly, I mean, who the hell knows this year? They're both conferences. They both feel wide open.
Absolutely. Tampa Bay Buccaneers did beat the Carolina Panthers on Saturday, but ended up missing the playoffs after the Falcons beat the Saints yesterday. The Falcons win put the NFC South into a three-way tie. The Buccaneers, the Panthers, somehow I don't understand the math of it. I guess it was their 3-1 record against the other two teams.
It sounds like you do understand the math of it. That's all that it is.
I guess what I didn't understand was if New Orleans had won, the Buccaneers would have gone to the playoffs based on what?
The Buccaneers had a better record against common opponents
than the Panthers.
Okay. They were tied head-to-head, but the Bucs had a better record in terms of the combined common opponents. But when it goes to three-way tie, it only matters how you've performed against the teams that are within that three-way tie, and the Panthers were 3-1 in that scenario.
And there you have it. And the Falcons, by the way, celebrated beating the Saints by firing Coach Raheem Morris.
Even though they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL at the end of the season. I think of all of the firings today, they were all pretty justified. That one's a little head-scratching to me.
I would agree. By the way, here's Buccaneers offensive lineman Tristan Wirfs talking about being eliminated.
It's tough doing it in someone else's hands, but like I said the other day, we did our job. But that's for our ability. We got the win. I think coming in here after something like that, it felt a lot better than if we would have just lost straight up. Still, obviously, not the way we wanted the year to go, but with an opportunity to get in the playoffs, so we'll take that chance 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. But you can't leave it up to the Saints.
There's the go-to. You can't leave it up to the Saints. They did the Buccaneers. This isn't even an overreaction. It's just as well. The Buccaneers folded like a cheap tent. They lost 8 of their last 10 games. They lost. They didn't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Absolutely not. No,
right? The Panthers probably don't either, but
yeah, they don't either. But I think they deserve it a little bit more than the Bucs just because of the big wins that the Panthers have on their schedule. They're not a good team either. Honestly, the best team in the NFC South is the team that just fired their coach. I think
right.
They're the best.
They're most talented, probably.
Of all the teams, if you were to poll the other NFC teams and say, who would you like to not play in the NFC South next week in the wild card round, I think everybody would vote for the Falcons.
Yeah.
And they'd be happy to play either the Bucs or the Panthers. I'm sure that the Rams were popping champagne when they found out that that's who they would be playing in round 1. But the Panthers had a big win against the Rams. They've had a big win against the Green Bay Packers, and they split against the Bucs. So if we're saying two undeserving teams, which one deserves it a little bit more? I guess it's the Panthers.
Dolphins get blown out 38-10 by the Patriots. No news there. The big happening came last night in the finale of the NFL regular season where the Steelers outlasted the Ravens 26-24. Aaron Rodgers throws the go-ahead touchdown pass with 55 seconds left. The Ravens come back, line up for the 44-yard game-winning field goal by the rookie kicker Tyler Loop. And this is what happens.
Here's the snap. Here's the hold. Here's the boot by Loop. And that kick is... Loop missed it. Your Pittsburgh Steelers are AFC North champions.
Well, about overreaction here. The Ravens' sad ending can be traced back to kicker Justin Tucker's craving for happy endings.
Oh, wow. No. But you're saying that if he was playing, he would have made that kick?
Yes.
No, Justin Tucker was washed.
Come on.
He was already washed.
He's legendary.
He's legendary, but he was washed. Every kicker gets washed at some point. You know, time takes us all.
They said Matt Prater was washed. Look what he did this year.
I mean, maybe he was mentally washed because all he could think about was happy endings, but he definitely wasn't the same guy. Tyler Loop's miss on Sunday night is the first in 60,000 field goal attempts in NFL history where time was expiring in the fourth quarter and playoff hopes were on the line for both teams that were on the field.
Oh, wow.
And he missed it.
He didn't only miss it.
But he wasn't even close.
God.
And I don't know if you saw some of the voodoo that
The priest?
yeah.
But
the Steelers made sure of it.
Yeah.
They got the Lord involved.
There you have
Hard
it.
to overcome that.
Those are your headlines and highlights.
Coming up next, your daily source of motivation and inspiration, an important one for 2026. Plus, we want to know your New Year's resolutions. Text them into 50857 Rage Cages on the iHeart Talkback line. We're back in a bit. We're back on Game On, baby.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bat calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Traveling on I-4 westbound at Osceola Parkway, there is a crash there. Emergency vehicles on the scene. The right shoulder is blocked. Earlier accident on 27 southbound between Harvest Boulevard and 474 has been cleared. However, some residual delays in that area. See traffic troubles. Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
The music we listen to all year long.
The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2025.
And the stars who made the songs we love.
Will all be celebrated.
Let's get it started.
March 26th, live from Los Angeles. Coming back to Fox.
Be here as our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Award nominees are announced Thursday at 9 a.m.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Why have you listened to Red Pilled America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show for patriots. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Step into a world where history, finance, and fun all come together. The 71st Annual Florida United Numismatists Winter Coin Show. It's happening this Thursday through Sunday at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando. This year's spotlight, Paper Money, Portraits of History. Explore more than 700 tables filled with coins, paper money, and precious metals. Meet dealers from across the country. Discover fascinating educational exhibits. Attend free seminars, pan for gold, and even connect directly with the U.S. Mint. Looking to invest? Secure American gold and silver eagles at wholesale prices. Want to learn more about your own collection? Bring any coin or currency for a free appraisal. Featuring nearly 1,000 dealers, world-class heritage auctions, and thousands of passionate collectors, this fun show launches the numismatic year with unmatched excitement. Make it a family outing. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Doors open daily from 10 a.m. and admission is absolutely free. For more information, visit funtopics.com. That's funtopics.com.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
If you're waiting on the sidelines to buy a home, this might be your moment. Mortgage rates have been coming down, inventory's up, and buyers have more negotiating power than we've seen in a while. The Nickley Group is saving buyers an average of $24,000 with things like seller concessions, interest rate buydowns, and instant equity. That's real money. If you're serious about buying, download their free buyer's guide at thenickleyGroup.com. It's packed with everything you need to know about the process. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley, tell him Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and who knows, I might even be at your next closing.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Jesus didn't live passively. He lived on a rescue mission. As we step into the new year, the Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow podcast reminds us that God has called us to more, to live on purpose and rise as conquerors. As followers of Christ, we're called to do the same, because discipline may be painful in the moment, but it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search The Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow and listen now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz is back live in your speakers in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and right here in sunny Orlando, Florida. Although today, a lot of overcast. Well, it's keeping the temps nice and cool.
Better than it was in Philly. Let me tell you that.
My God. How low is it over there?
It was in the 20s.
But some whipping winds.
Yeah. Just walk outside and it's just bitterly cold.
Yeah. Puts you in a bad mood.
Yeah, plus my lips got all chapped and dried out. Yeah.
Yeah. You looked like you were in lipstick at all times. By the way, We have a new listener, new nickname for our listeners. Mikey, Jaden, I officially introduce to you the Game Heads, our loyal legion of sports fans. The Facebook page has been changed forever. It is now the Game Heads Facebook group page and Orlando Sports Fan Forum. Of course, we welcome our listeners in Jacksonville and Tallahassee to join as well. It just felt like the most obvious change to make. We had this conversation on the Friday show before we signed off for the end of 2025. What should we change the name to make it more apropos to Game On? And it was Zone Heads before. Take the zone out, put the game in.
Right.
Because Game Heads don't quit. They just hit restart.
The Loyal Legion.
The Loyal Legion.
Say that again.
The Loyal Legion.
No, the Game Heads. What you said?
The Game Heads are our loyal legion of sports fans.
No, the one about don't quit.
Oh, that one. Game Heads don't quit. They just hit restart.
Oh, I like that.
A perfect way to segue into our daily coach quote.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
And I should mention, you can become a Game Head on Facebook. Just type Game Heads, Game-Heads into the search bar, and you can offer up an invite, and I'll push you right through if you're a real person. A lot of bots out there trying to become Game Heads. This one is about what it takes to get there, and it is from the great Taylor Swift. The only bit of pop culture that I consumed during the break was the 6-part don't look at me like that, Jaden. The 6-part docuseries about the Taylor Swift Eras Tour.
Mm-hmm.
It was phenomenal, by the way. It was so good. If you have any, yes, you need to listen to this, okay? If you have any appreciation for production, period, I don't care about your flavor of music. I don't care about your opinion of Taylor Swift. If you just appreciate how do you put on a concert of that magnitude, if you find that topic interesting, then you'll like the documentary. And everything else maybe you're not going to be as much a fan of, but anyway.
So I spent the break like recording spots. Kravitz spent the break watching a 6-part Taylor Swift docuseries.
It's about keeping your wife happy because I watch a lot of football and basketball. Okay, yes, got to take some nights off to watch Swiftie do her thing. But she delivered a quote in the middle of this documentary, and I said, we got to pause this. I got to write this in my phone because this is going to be the first quote when we come back from break. Everyone's jealous of what you've got, but no one's jealous of what you had to do in order to get it.
Oh. You tell him, Tay.
That's right. Delivered.
Yeah.
With some emphasis. Love that. Everyone's jealous of what you've got, but no one's jealous of what you had to do to get it.
Yeah.
No one ever says when they're watching the guy pull into the fancy restaurant with his Mercedes-Benz. They all want the Benz.
Right.
They all want the lady on the arm.
Right.
They don't want any part of what that person had to do in order to get those things, unless, of course, they were born into it. That's a different story.
I want to be like Bill Gates. Yeah. You know what Bill had to do to get there?
Math. Anybody trying to do math?
Yeah.
So there you go. Tell us what your New Year's resolutions are. What are you going to do to make yourself a better person? Text in 50857.
That's the quote about the overalls. One of my favorite quotes.
About overalls?
Yeah. Henry Ford said it. It's something about hard work, opportunity, and overalls. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's sort of what you're talking about.
This is like when people say to me,
Here. It actually was Thomas Edison. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. I think about it like selfishly when there will be people that say, even if they don't mean it as an insult, it comes out that way. I could do what you do. You talk sports for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. that's what we've gotten to. But would you be willing to do all of the things that get you to the point where you have a show in the afternoon?
Well, you much more than me. Would you be willing to work for literally nothing for 3 years and make no money?
if you can make it work. Now, text in New Year's resolutions. For mine, it actually goes in line with that. I am very proud of the life that I've built and continue to build for myself doing this. Doing this and being able to support a family off of that is a literal dream come true. Yet sometimes I, like every other human walking the earth, I'm tired, I'm run down, I work myself to the bone. And
I've run down. Let me tell you about Florida Center for Hormones.
There you go. You know what? This could actually help me achieve my New Year's resolution is to never complain about that again. I catch myself too often with even telling you guys, telling my wife, people that I run into, uttering things like, I'm exhausted and or I complain about some workload that I've got later in the day. I cringe to myself every time I do that because I don't believe anybody should ever complain about the life that they asked for. And this is the life that I want. And so my New Year's resolution is to not complain about that specifically, but then stretch it far and wide. What do we have to complain for? I took a hot shower today. I toasted a muffin for breakfast.
Yeah, free food for lunch.
Our country's not run by a dictator yet.
Right.
So we've got a lot to be thankful for.
My New Year's resolution, in fact, I started it yesterday, is to be more handy. To be a handyman, all right? I usually call when I need something done. I usually just call. A couple months ago, the garbage disposal wasn't working. Right, so I did the only thing I know to do: press the reset button at the bottom of it. All right, and get down there and try to twist it with my hand. Called the handyman. He came over and he goes, "Oh, all you need to do is put this little wrench in the thing and twist it a little bit."
And you're standing there behind them with your hands on your hips like, oh, yeah, I tried that earlier.
$100 that cost me. So last night or yesterday afternoon, I decided I'm going to call the handyman to caulk my bathtub. And then I go, you know what? No, I'm going to caulk it myself. And I caulked the whole exterior of the bath.
There you go.
So I'm going to be more handy, and of course, I'm going to get in better shape, even better shape than I'm already in.
I don't think that needs to be a resolution for you, Mike. I think you're doing just fine. You and Desmond Bain over here, to the gills. Real quick before we go to break, what you just said is your New Year's resolution is one that I thought of for myself as well, and I thought that sounds like hard work. We're not going to do that. But I saw a post from someone that said that they were sharing in the Japanese culture, they do something called misagashi. I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. It is one difficult year-defining task, like teaching yourself a new language or teaching yourself to play piano, or for Mike, teaching yourself how to caulk the tub or change the disposal. I think that's a good way to look at New Year's resolutions too, is not just where can I better myself, what can I actually do that is definitive change that's extremely difficult and is going to take a year in order for me to figure this out.
Tell you, with YouTube, this YouTube thing that's going on right now,
very helpful device.
Yeah, all you got to do, how do you caulk a tub? And boom, it's right there on the YouTube machine.
Surprise! I'm the least handy person on the planet, and I know how to caulk a tub. You just put it over the. You just hit. You just press the handle and then push it across the side.
I'm surprised you figured out the YouTube machine more than anything.
First battle. Tell my daughters, how do you open the YouTube machine?
The YouTube machine was much harder than the caulking gun, I'll tell you that.
Up next, we're headed to the local beat. Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast, a very eventful couple of days for the UCF Knights on the football field and also on the basketball court. We'll get to all of that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Shout out to Mills Air. We are feeling good in the Kravitz household. The vents, the outdoor unit, the indoor unit, everything is humming the way that it should be thanks to the folks at Mills Air. They eliminate problems. They'll maintain your unit, and they're super friendly and helpful about it as well. They even taught me, speaking of Bianchi trying to learn new things, they taught me how to clean out my own unit. What business does that? It's a neighborhood business, but their reach stretches far and wide. Mills Air services every nook and cranny of Central Florida, top-notch service. Nothing but the best. Whether you need a new unit or an update to your existing unit, Mills Air can help keep your home cool and energy efficient while improving your indoor air quality all at the same time. Protect your investment and give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew. Schedule your appointment. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. You will not regret it. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Okay, team, it's the Bulldog Mike Bianchi, and here's the game plan. Head to Don Wheely Chevrolet in Claremont, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, their Red Tag event brings 0% APR for 36 months on a new Silverado, plus over $13,000 in savings. And if you're looking for something more family-friendly, a new Equinox and Trailblazer also come with 0% APR. Let's break this huddle and get down to Don Wheely Chevrolet before the red tags are all gone. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
The world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, only at Monster Jam. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to save 25% on ticket face value, courtesy of Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday.
MCA Transportation is Orlando's official game day bus of 96.9 The Game. From school field trips to luxury rides and full-size buses, MCA has delivered top-tier service for over 25 years. Book now at MCATransportation.com.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who will provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
With Progressive Insurance, we make it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you will earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Guess who's back? Well, it's your world champion Orlando Valkyries headed back to Addition Financial Arena for another exciting season. Head coach Amy Pauley has this crew ready to roll, and they're going to be unveiling their championship banner on opening night, which is Friday, January 9th at 7 p.m. Single game tickets are available by heading to their website. Family 4-packs, you get 4 tickets, 4 $10 concession vouchers, and 4 championship cups for only $100. Let's go support the team as they drop the banner on January 9th. We'll see you at the arena.
Then go Valks. Reward yourself or someone else with a luxury pre-owned Rolex from International Diamond Center.
They're in pristine condition. Everything's been authenticated.
That's IDC's Brian LeClaire, who scours the world to find the highest quality Rolex timepieces. Immaculate, well cared for, flawless.
You're going to find that the quality and overall condition of the watches looks very much mint, the way that you'd want it. You're not going to see the difference when you shop at IDC between the ones that you'd get at your authorized dealer and what we have here.
And unlike the authorized Rolex dealers, IDC has all the models you want ready for purchase.
You want a Pepsi? We've got it. You want a Batman? We've got it. You want a Sprite? We've got it. You want a Bruce Wayne? We've got it. You want a Submariner All-Gold? We've got it.
Exquisite pre-owned Rolex watches at the best prices you'll find anywhere.
We know what the pricing looks like in the marketplace around us, and we know that we completely obliterate the competition when it comes to the pricing.
Find the Rolex of your dreams today at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Wallet Millennium.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And guys, we are kicking the door open on 2026 with an incredible deal. It's the Romeo y Julieta Vintage 2. Check this out. This box is normally $332.50. Now, only $99.95, 70% off. And you do not sacrifice. This is a great smoke. Romeo, really good cigars, of course. But this is that 3-year-old Dominican tobacco fermented with this high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. Super beautiful, medium to mild smoke, great aroma, great flavor, very creamy, but you are going to love it. This deal is unbelievable, guys. Again, only $99.95 for the box. Grab it today. It's the Romeo y Julieta Vintage 2, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. From moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
This report is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, serving coastal and central Florida.
When disaster strikes your business, floods, fires, or storms, every hour closed is an hour lost. Paul Davis Restoration responds fast to restore your property and reduce downtime. Learn more at office.pauldavis.com.
Our first full week of 2026 is starting off on a warm note. Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer. After starting foggy for our Monday night into Tuesday looks to set up in a similar fashion. We'll have that patchy dense fog becoming likely a little more widespread early Tuesday morning. Lows will be seasonably mild. We'll fall back into the low to mid 50s. Then for our Tuesday afternoon, we are expecting highs to climb even more so. Plenty of sunshine after the fog lifts. We'll have temperatures climbing up close to 80 degrees. From the Fox 35 Storm Center, I'm meteorologist TJ Springer.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
UCF Knights making some headlines over the last 24 to 48 hours, and we are going to chat about it here with our go-to source for all things UCF sports, Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast. Sean, a happy new year to you. A very interesting 24 hours for the Knights.
Happy New Year to you guys. How you guys doing? Very interesting. Very interesting.
We are doing great. Talk to me about Alonza Barnett III. Clearly coming from a place that did a lot of winning, but how much of that was on the back of the quarterback?
A lot of it. I think UCF went out and got the guy they've won for a minute. We were actually joking in November. I mentioned on my podcast that In November, we were joking up in the press box that UCF would steal 2 of JMU's quarterbacks, Alonzo Barnett and Rocco Marriott, and it ended up happening, not knowing that it would, but it kind of just looked like the perfect fit. And if you looked at Alonzo Barnett's film over the last 2 years, a lot of it had to do with his play that really propelled JMU. So it's a big get for the Knights, and the Knights get their guy and their quarterback 1 next year.
What else has Scott Frost been doing in terms of the substance that's being gathered from the portal?
Yeah, I think that getting the quarterback was the first, we need to go get this guy, which makes sense. You see it in the portal. Everybody's trying to go get their quarterback for next season first and then worrying about everything next. I think the next line of business for UCF, you already have kind of noticed, is going to get an offensive line. And not just starting offensive linemen, but really kind of changing up that whole room. They have a new offensive line coach and Coach Blazek. So I think that's kind of the next mission over the next couple of days is identifying who they want. They've already got a couple committed and signed, but they've got a lot of work to do in that front.
Are you ready to proclaim that Alonzo Barnett, in Alonzo Barnett, Scott Frost has found his Mackenzie Milton?
Throwing out Mackenzie Milton's name at any point is, a little too far. I will say this, though, Mike. I think it is the best case scenario for UCF. It is the guy that fits their system the most. Yes, you kind of look at the way Alonzo Barnett plays, and it's very Mackenzie Milton-like. Same kind of height, dual threat, a true dual threat, right? Not like we called, Taven Jackson a dual threat and realized he can't run. Alonzo Barnett is a true dual threat, and in my opinion, the best portal quarterback in the state of Florida so far. Out of all the colleges, I think it's better than who Florida brought in from the guy, Philo from Georgia Tech. I think it's going to be better than any of the guys that Florida State brings in out of those 3 that they're looking at. And obviously Miami's, dealing with other things right now, but I think he's the best quarterback in the state that they brought in from the portal so far.
Are we saying Taven Jackson couldn't run or didn't want to run?
I think both can be true, Mike. I think both can be true.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to run because he couldn't run, Depends on which way you want to flip this.
Also, what do you know about this big-time 4-star receiver, Tyron Horns, that UCF signed out of Sarasota Booker?
Yeah, if you guys remember, you had me on probably around a month ago, and we talked about the recruiting class, and I said just give it a month and wait because we're not going to – I get it, there's only a couple guys signed, but wait, there might be a couple more, and this is kind of who I was alluding to. He signed back in December, kept it on the down low. Nobody wanted to announce it. He wanted to announce it at the Under Armour All-American game. It's a huge get. It's the number one, it's the highest ranked receiver that UCF has ever signed in the history of the program, a top 5 signing in the history of the program. And I think that tells you a lot because I've been very vocal and I said it's going to take a while and it might not ever happen that Scott Frost signs these type of guys like Gus Malzahn was doing. And he did it in his first season. So it's massive and he'll see playing time early. He's a big time receiver. Again, a speedy guy that can really get open. So, again, it's going to be a very young receiving core for UCF next season, but he's got wheels.
So I had this one kind of going in the background. We're talking to Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast. And then all of a sudden, okay, this one's actually getting pretty interesting. Let me sit down and really lock in on the last couple of minutes. Of course, I'm talking about UCF and Kansas on the basketball court. UCF knocks off Bill Self's Kansas team at home again. It's the second time in the last 3 years that's happened. How did they do it?
Yeah, I think, Brandon, it's impressive what Johnny Dawkins has built this year because, listen, I've been very vocal and saying over the last couple of years that it's really hard to build a college basketball team, especially here at UCF, because like last year, there's no one returning on this year that's getting meaningful minutes. It's all a brand new roster. I think the way they're doing it is, again, they are a good defensive team that can also score in bunches. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, but they also can lock in on the defensive end. The issue last year was they had offense, but they couldn't play defense. So those games that they couldn't score, they struggled in. I think this year you see a more complete team. You got to give Dawkins credit. He's built a really good team that's going to compete this year in the Big 12.
So you're a buyer. This is you don't think this was like it was a couple of years ago where it was a really fun moment. The fans stormed the court, but ultimately it led to nothing. UCF is 12-1 overall to start, 1-0 now in the Big 12 with a really impressive win over Kansas. You're saying that it is wheels up for Dawkins and the UCF Knights.
Yeah, and I think we can all be excited and happy. This is going to be one of the better Big 12 teams, 100%. I think it's going to be intriguing over the next couple weeks, especially tomorrow night, right? Playing an Oklahoma State team that's 11-1. You're going to be seeing the Texas Techs, the Iowa States. That's going to be a good judgment of how good this team really is. I think the people just talking about Peterson not playing much of the second half is ridiculous. UCF had hold of the Kansas game for a majority of the game. There was never a point where UCF was really down. So I think this team is legit. The question is, how sustainable is it? But I think Dawkins has built a hell of a team, and I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with come March.
What have you seen from Riley Kugel? Because at Florida, he was considered somewhat of a head case. At Mississippi State, the same. Johnny Dawkins seems to have gotten through to this guy.
Yeah, I think he's found his perfect fit. You mentioned it. He's been a head case. It's been an up and down kind of college career for him. But I think the fact that he came home and he's in a system that he knows, listen, like, number one, he's a guy that they're looking towards. Like, he is a starter. They want him to be successful. And I think he knew, like, he's home, he's playing free, and it's the perfect fit for him. He's not a guy that is just playing off ball like he has been in college. He's on the ball a lot, and he's making plays. And I think that's really opened up the game for him. And he had a really good game against Kansas. He just got named to the Big 12 starting five, so 5 of the best players in the Big 12. And I think it's only going to improve for him. So really excited to see what he does.
Sean, we appreciate you stopping by to chat about these all-important headlines for UCF. What is the latest episode on the Charge On podcast? How can people find you, and what are you covering this time of year?
Yeah, just dropped the breaking news yesterday about Alonzo Barnett. So that got dropped literally. I think it got announced, and we dropped the pod 5 minutes later. So credit to everybody that helps me out. But go check us out at the Charge On podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll be dropping a new episode Friday, kind of detailing all of the new signings over the next couple days for the Knights.
At Sean Mr. Green over on the Twitter sphere. Thanks so much, Sean. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Up next, your text.
Wait. Did Sean, I should have asked him this. Did Sean say that Barnett would be the best quarterback in the state of Florida?
He didn't say that he would be. He said that he's the best so far.
So he's saying better. He's saying better than DJ Lagway, who visited Florida State.
That is what he said.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That he did say.
I would agree with that, by the way.
Florida State fans going to have to delete a lot of tweets from last year. He ends up signing. Up next, your text, your talkbacks. We want to know your New Year's resolutions. We'll get to that next right here on Game On.
With Bianchi and Kravitz.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpests.com.
Police activity in Seminole County, I-4 westbound before State Route 436. 2 right lanes are blocked. There's a crash on I-4 eastbound after the beach line, blocking the left shoulder, and also an accident reported I-4 westbound at Osceola Parkway, where that shoulder there is blocked as well. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
You can depend on Florida farmers. Our farm is where we live and work. It's where we raise our families and provide for yours. When you shop for Florida-grown fruits and vegetables, look for local. Choose Fresh from Florida, a homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, he knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, sports fans? It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. For 50 straight seasons, Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck MVP. And right now, they're putting together a game-winning drive during their Chevy Red Tag event, where you can get 0% APR for 36 months on a brand new Silverado and more than $13,000 in savings. Prefer an SUV? Also get 0% APR on a new Equinox and Trailblazer. Better move fast. These red tags don't last. Chevy, together, let's drive.
How do we respond to lowball offers from insurance companies?
With relentless litigation. For the justice you're entitled to after an accident, you know who to call.
Make it a FARA fight. Fair and FARA.
Orlando.
What's up, sports fans? It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. For 50 straight seasons, Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck MVP. And right now, they're putting together a game-winning drive during their Chevy Red Tag event, where you can get 0% APR for 36 months on a brand new Silverado and more than $13,000 in savings. Prefer an SUV? Also get 0% APR on a new Equinox and Trailblazer. Better move fast. These red tags don't last. Chevy, together, let's drive.
There are only about 4,300 publicly traded companies on the U.S. stock exchange, but there are an estimated 33 million companies in the U.S. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. The average investor is missing out on over 99% of the investment opportunity that's happening in this beautiful country until now. True portfolio strength is found beyond the confines of the S&P 500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Guess who's back? Well, it's your world champion Orlando Valkyries headed back to Edition Financial Arena for another exciting season. Head coach Amy Pauley has this crew ready to roll, and they're going to be unveiling their championship banner.
Okay. And is that something where you just, it's noted in your mind and then we'll see what happens on Saturday?
May God bless them. That's all.
Okay. And is that something where you just, it's noted in your mind and then we'll see what happens on Saturday?
May God bless them. That's all. May God bless them. That's all.
Game On with Bianchi Kravitz. A special thanks is in order to Big Taco for sponsoring our holiday fiesta before our long and relaxing and refreshing break. If you're craving those overstuffed tacos that started the Orlando Taco Revolution, they're at Big Taco. No skimping ever. Made to order tacos, burritos, street fries. They've got everything that you could possibly want in that regard. They've got catering available. Castleberry and Oviedo, 2 locations here in Central Florida. BigTaco.com. Text in 50857, or you can hit us on the iHeartRadio Talkback. We call that the Rage Cage. I know what your New Year's resolutions are. I've said that I will not complain anymore. I'm just going to go cold turkey, not going to complain about anything unless it's over these airwaves, because this is my safe space. This doesn't count if it's over the air. Because part of our job is to complain.
Absolutely.
About what the dumb things that other people do.
Right.
But just in my real life. And then Bianchi wants to put a table together or something.
I want to be a handyman. I want to be more of a handyman. Not saying I'm going to be Mr. Fix-It, but simple projects that I used to just call the handyman to come. I'm gonna do that myself.
The issue I have with both of our New Year's resolutions is that they are slightly too nebulous. I think a good resolution is very well defined. It's one of the biggest issues I think people get into when they say this is the most popular one. It's I want to exercise more. What does that even mean? I want to exercise more. You got to put a definition on it. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, or I'm going to go and walk around my neighborhood 1 time a day. That is definitive.
So how would I say that?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it for me either. This is me complaining about our New Year's resolutions. Jaden, what is your New Year's resolution?
I want to be out of my parents' house. By the end of the year, I want to be moved out.
Boom. That's definitive. That's the best one. I think, Mike, your goal should be to put something together.
Although Jaden sounds like, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym a lot, and then like a month later, he's like, I kind of like living at my parents' house.
Yeah. Or will your parents ever take care of that resolution for you?
My mom's getting real close.
Happy New Year, buddy. Get the hell out.
Every time she opens the door to his room,
she doesn't even come near it. She refuses.
Yeah, that thing's probably has caution tape on it.
No, it's clean, I promise.
You text in 50857. We got one here that says, my New Year's resolution is to get my hair grown out again. I want my luscious locks back by July.
Hair's overrated.
Agreed. Then you have to cut it.
Right.
You know, you got to go to the barber.
You guys don't know what it's like.
You're going to forget soon, too, okay? You keep wearing those hats. Someone said Kravitz is a big Swiftie. He keeps quoting stuff that she's on. Yeah. My wife loves Taylor Swift. And I don't think she's half bad either, okay?
I don't either.
I
admire Taylor Swift.
I do too. I wouldn't call myself a full-blown Swiftie, but I do appreciate her career and her whereabouts. I'm not following her whereabouts, by the way. Anyway, 60 seconds. We're back. Let's kick it to Fox Sports. Then we're back talking Canes.
Well, let's send you to the studio for the premiere afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game on with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show, our 4 o'clock hour presented by Winghouse. Mondays don't have to be boring. Start your week at Winghouse with $1 wings bursting with flavor, $3 margaritas that hit just right. Whether you're easing into the work week or you're catching up with friends, Winghouse has the perfect combination to make Monday your new favorite day. 3 locations in Central Florida at Winghouse. Good food, beautifully served. You can text in 50857 or hit us up in the Rage Cage. We want to know what your New Year's resolutions are. By the way, I have a pair of tickets to give away for the opening game of the Orlando Valkyries season, which will be at Addition Financial Arena on Friday. So if you text in your New Year's resolution, if you're one of the next 5 to do so, I will text you back and get your information. That's 50857 for a free trip to the Valkyries match on Friday. Somebody here on the text line said, how great is the football in the coming weeks? No Bama, no Ohio State, no Bama. They wrote it twice. No Chiefs, no Ravens. It's anyone's to win except for the Carolina Panthers.
Right.
It is true. And then it goes for, there's only 4 teams left in college, but any of them could be the national champion. And then in the NFL, this is the hardest time I have had in my football watching life trying to predict what the Super Bowl is going to look like in a few weeks.
Yeah, because it's been that way all season. I mean, when you have the Broncos as the number 1 seed, I mean, nobody.
Yeah, and I can't wait to pick against the Broncos. You can kick them right out.
It's amazing.
The Steelers should have no business getting to the Super Bowl, but they're just weird enough to potentially do it. I wouldn't write it off completely.
About that. Who's more vulnerable, the 1 seed in the AFC or the NFC, the Seahawks or the Broncos?
I think it's the Broncos. Easy. I think Seattle is.
Seattle.
If you said, gun to my head, I've got to pick the combatants in the Super Bowl, I think I would say Seahawks, Bills, Seahawks, Patriots. See, even then, there's a gun to my head. I just waffled already. Seahawks, Patriots. That would be my answer. Final answer for now. Then I'm going to change it tomorrow.
I would say Seahawks, Jags.
Okay. Well, a lot of Seahawks love here. So let's talk about college football. It feels like this was 4 weeks ago at this point, but the Miami Hurricanes stomped the Buckeyes out of the postseason on New Year's Eve. Great way to wrap up 2025. Quite the resume this team is building up that almost didn't even get into the college football playoff.
Right.
Texas A&M on the road, done. Then they take down the defending champions in Ohio State. The defense was awesome. They held Ohio State scoreless in the first half. Ohio State, by the way, 10 and 14 points in their final 2 games. Good thing for Ryan Day. He's got that natty under his belt. Yeah. Otherwise, they would come calling for him after this. But the question, Mike, is this. Has Miami silenced the haters effectively that said they shouldn't even be in this position? Has the committee been vindicated, or will those people just die on that hill?
No, I think the committee has been. I think everybody thought Miami was a legitimate national title contender. They just, again, they inexplicably lost those 2 games they shouldn't have lost, and luckily they got in. But when you look at Miami's offensive and defensive lines, I mean, this is a formidable. Give Mario Cristobal credit. I mean, he gets all sort of grief for being like, Mr. Bad game manager, bad game management, all of that stuff. Blowing games, he should win. But Mario Cristobal has steadily built a program probably the way it needs to be built. The lines, I mean, obviously he's a former offensive lineman at Miami, so he knows the importance of line play. And the Canes they're out physicaling teams.
Yeah, and they've explosiveness. They have Miami guys like Malachi Toney is such a Miami dude, and then Fletcher at running back is tough, and he's been there for years, and it does feel like everything has kind of come together. I'm glad that they got in because we certainly thought that they had the ability to make it this far, and the only way to prove that is to be allowed in the dance. They flirted with disaster in the regular season, but I'm glad they're there. And now they're in a great position to win it all. I mean, obviously they're one of 4 teams, so they've got, technically a 25% chance, but they get to take on their own wounded duck. I know Ole Miss looked great against Georgia, but it was dicey for a moment. And as every week passes, I trust this patched together with duct tape coaching staff less and less for Ole Miss.
Do we know yet? Is Ole Miss are they gonna have all the coaches?
Yeah, isn't that a big controversy right now?
It was. I thought it would have been settled by now.
I haven't seen anything settled. We'll ask Mike Huguenin about it in the next hour when he joins the show, but I haven't seen any sort of settlement in that regard. So they might lose more assistants between it. Nobody really thought they'd make it this far.
If that were to happen, by the way, if Lane Kiffin, he's not that tone deaf, is he? He already knows or maybe he likes being the villain of college football.
I think he is that tone deaf. Did you see that he left the LSU bowl game early? He went to the bowl game and he left before the game was over.
He did?
Yeah. Bad look.
Why?
I don't know. Probably, he would probably say, I had to go recruit.
Layla probably had dinner reservations somewhere.
This game sucks. No one's playing. I'm out. But I think Miami's in a great spot, not only because they get the easiest matchup of the 4 teams that are remaining. I have the least amount of faith in Ole Miss.
I would agree with that.
You include Miami can't play themselves, so Indiana and Oregon.
Trinidad Chambliss. That guy's a magician.
I'm not trying to say Ole Miss is a pushover by any means. I'm just saying that if you said rank the teams remaining, Ole Miss would be 4th. So that's the best matchup. And then Indiana and Oregon, these 2 teams are going to beat each other to hell. And then Miami, if they win, get to take on the team that just got done playing either Indiana or Oregon. Those 2 teams playing each other for the second time. In that regard, I think right now, Miami should be considered the favorite to win the national championship because they have the clearest path. Indiana has to get through Oregon. Oregon has to get through Indiana, and then those teams have to play Miami. Miami has to beat an Ole Miss team that doesn't have a real coaching staff right now.
I agree. I think Miami's going to be in the national championship game. I don't know if they can be. I think Oregon's really good, and I think Indiana's really good. So I don't know if they'll win that game, but I think they'll be in the game. And we always talk: is the U back? Is the U back? Is the U back? All of that. Does this really feel like the U that we used to know? I mean, this team doesn't have that. The swagger and the track. This is not the U of the 80s and 90s.
I would agree with that. When the most viral clip around Miami is old man Michael Irvin taking his belt off.
Right.
That's not as swaggy as it was in the early 2000s or the 90s.
No. You got doddering old Michael Irvin whipping his belt off. That's your swag?
All right, Grandpa, calm down, okay?
You should take your medicine. But I do think college football's, I don't care what version of Miami it is, I think college football's, I've said this all along, college football is better when Miami is relevant. It just is.
Yeah, I agree. Now that we've done this is the second year where we've had this 12-team playoff. Are you a fan of the way that it all breaks down as we go along, or does it drag too much?
Well, I don't know if it drags. Yeah, it drags too much from the regular season into the playoffs. It drags too much, and it gets usurped by the NFL still. It still gets usurped by the NFL.
That part is seemingly unavoidable, though.
Although Dan Lanning says, hey, the college football season should end on January 1st. That should be the championship game on January 1st. I think he has a good point, especially with the portal opening on January 2nd. I mean, that's taken a lot of the – I mean, you go to ESPN.com and read the college football stories. It's all DJ Lagway visiting Florida State. It's all portal news. It's not the championship semifinal news.
Yeah. I think I would think it would be fairly easy for college football to just say, we're going to start at the beginning of August.
Right.
You get all of August. So all you're competing with is the preseason in the NFL.
Right.
You get all of August to yourself. People are tired of watching baseball at that point. There's no basketball on. You get August all to your lonesome. And then you do get, it does still feel like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Those are college football days in America for sports fans. I agree with that completely. And this long layoff, this stretching of the tournament has not helped the teams that have earned the right to get a bye week. Over the last 2 seasons, teams that have a bye are 1-7.
Yeah.
Indiana's the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't run a bye.
I wouldn't either. I mean, do you trust kids?
I mean, you're not
2 weeks off.
You're not just getting 1 week by. You're also getting before the actual playoff begins that layoff. All right, and then the bye. So yeah,
I think I would tank. Just get away from that. Up next, it's round 1 of Champs and Chumps 2026 edition. We have a million options to get to. We'll get to that on the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
It is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Every team has a franchise player, and for your home, it's Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact Windows. 5 bricks material. This stuff is twice as strong as vinyl. Custom-built durability, impact resistance, energy efficiency. I could go on, but essentially, they give you everything that Florida demands, and their happy renewal year sale makes it easy. Buy 1 window or patio door, get the second 40% off plus 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 1 year. Renewal replaces windows less than 10 years old almost daily because those windows weren't built to last. Acclaim Impact Windows are built to last. Give your home the franchise player it deserves. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bat calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Prepare for some heavy delays on I-4 westbound before 436. Police activity still there. Right 2 lanes continue to be blocked. Left shoulder blocked on I-4 eastbound after the beach line from a crash there. And we have an accident on 417 after Red Bug Lake Road, where the right lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America. Why haven't you listened to Red Pilled America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show for patriots. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Okay, team, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, and here's the game plan. Head to Don Wheatley Chevrolet in Claremont, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, their Red Tag event brings 0% APR for 36 months on a new Silverado, plus over $13,000 in savings. And if you're looking for something more family-friendly, a new Equinox and Trailblazer also come with 0% APR. Let's break this huddle and get down to Don Wheatley Chevrolet before the red tags are all gone. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
What's up, sports fans? It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. For 50 straight seasons, Don Neely Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck MVP. And right now, they're putting together a game-winning drive during their Chevy Red Tag event where you can get 0% APR for 36 months on a brand-new Silverado and more than $13,000 in savings. Prefer an SUV? Also get 0% APR on a new Equinox and Trailblazer. Better move fast. These red tags don't last. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who will provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you.
Orlando.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. News has never been so important.
We've got breaking news from Capitol Hill.
And iHeart makes it so easy to stay in the know with 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
A major breakthrough in medical research.
Live around the clock, so you're never more than 3 minutes away from the stories that matter most.
Extreme weather is impacting millions.
24/7 news, right at your fingertips with the free iHeart app, where you can now make 24/7 news a preset for even quicker access. 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Michael Eric Dyson for the Bail Project.
Our founders drafted the Eighth Amendment to prohibit excessive cash bail. They never meant for it to hold people in jail. They knew excessive bail would create one system of justice for the rich and one for everyone else. But today, cash bail traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can afford it, while fighting to end cash bail, because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Company.
Hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio. No filters, no favorites, just facts. Let's find out who showed up and who showed out. It's time for Champ or Chump.
This is the segment right here where we nominate our top champ and our top chump of the weekend. Although for us, the weekend was about 2 weeks, so got a lot to choose from here. Don't become just another number. Become part of the family. Burn Pest Control is family-owned and operated, over 30 years of experience in the termite and pest control industry. You can contact Joe directly, 321-297-7985, or go to burnpest.com. My top champ, Mike, the NFL. What a season. Unpredictable, exciting. Had Scott Hansen in tears on Red Zone last night. And last night was the perfect cap to it. I was kind of bummed when I saw the schedule come out and it was Ravens Steelers.
Right.
Like,
why didn't they have the Seahawks 49?
Right. Yeah, some fresh teams. Yeah. This rivalry in its current form feels stale and broken. But it turned out to be a classic.
Unbelievable.
We had 3 lead changes in the fourth quarter, a lot of those coming in the final 3 minutes. We had Tyler Loop, who missed the game-winning field goal, and we have that sound. There's Tyler Loop. In a moment I'll never forget.
Here's the boot by Loop, and that kick is... Your Pittsburgh Steelers are AFC North champions.
Can we play the losing call?
Tyler Loop from 44 yards. Sees it on the line. Loop's kick is on the way. It is up. It is no good. He pushed it wide to the right. Time has expired. And not since Billy Cundiff went wide left in the AFC Championship game has a Ravens season ended with such a gut-wrenching thud as a missed field goal. And the season is over for the Ravens.
The gut-wrenching thud.
It was the perfect way to end the season, just like it was the perfect way to start the season when the Ravens had, I don't know, I think it was like a 17-point lead on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills came barreling back. They won that game by 1. That was the first Sunday night football game of the season, an absolute classic. And then the season ends, perfect bookend with a classic, and the Ravens lose that one too. That's my top champ. Phenomenal. The script writers got it right this year. Good stuff.
My champ goes to Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the radio voice of the Buccaneers for 37 years. He called his last game on Saturday. He's retiring. Here's one of his final calls.
Buccaneers face first down and 10 from the Carolina 18-yard line. He moved right in red. Shotgun look, self-high snap. Mayfield throws a dart. Caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Kane Otten. Boy, what a pull by Baker Mayfield. The Bucs are on top 6-0.
You want to talk about a guy who became a legend at 2 different places. He was a legend for the Buccaneers 37 years. I still think of him more as the Florida State radio voice for so long. I mean, he was over 40 years at Florida State. That guy for 4 decades, essentially, would call a Florida State game on Saturday and either get in a car and drive to Tampa or get on a plane and fly to wherever the Bucs were playing the next day. He did that for 40 years, preparing for 2 different teams. And yeah.
So intense.
Yeah.
That takes so much work.
Right.
It's always amazed me that he did that, and to be as good at it with as much personality and that undeniable great radio voice. Yeah. I mean, there's no mistaking who you're listening to when Gene's on the call.
And since you gave a champ to the NFL, can I give my chump to college? Just college athletics. I mean, college football is bad enough. We've got coaches who are switching jobs before the playoff even began. All right. We've got Ole Miss, who doesn't even know who their assistant coaches are going to be in the semifinal, coming up on Thursday night, by the way. All right. So we've got that. We've got the portal opening on January 2nd. We have players who are on the rosters of these playoff teams entering the portal as their team is getting ready to play Ole Miss's backup quarterback, Austin Simmons, in the portal. He might, what if they need him? I mean, he's going to be at the game and he'll be available to play, but still, he's in the portal.
Yeah, it's a massive conflict of interest. The entire sport is broken.
It's just a mess. In college basketball, you see, Baylor just signed James Nnaji. Do you know who he is?
No.
He was drafted into the NBA this past year. He played 4 years of professional basketball in Europe, was the 31st pick of the NBA draft. All right. First pick of the second round. All right. First pick of the second round. Decided, hey, I wasn't chosen in the first round. So now he's allowed to go back and play college basketball after 4 years of pro basketball in Europe, getting drafted by an NBA team. Now we've got G Leaguers from the NBA also now allowed to go play college basketball. What the hell is going on? John Calipari was right. There's no rules.
There are no
rules.
It's basically just lower level professional sports at this point. I mean, it's not even.
Yeah, there's lower level professional sports without any rules, without any salary cap, without any rules.
And I do think it's impacting some of the fan interest. I don't know exactly what the TV numbers are saying, but let me just, my number one chump was in regards to college football as well. Bowl season. I mean, any bowl you watch, the Military Bowl, whatever, you take two random teams, the Cure Bowl, it's Old Dominion and USF, you expect to see the spattering of fans, it looks like there's 10,000 people there. Right. It's sad and depressing, but it's not a surprise. When this is happening at the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, that's when I think we need to reevaluate this whole system. Texas versus Michigan in Orlando, Florida, drew 47,000 people. Now, that was the announced attendance.
Right.
Watching this on TV, it looked like 50% of the stadium was empty. If you can't draw for Texas and Michigan, who were both playing their guys, Underwood played for Michigan, Arch Manning played for Texas. If you can't draw with those brands, last year it was Iowa and Tennessee off the hook. Texas and Michigan can't fill up. The place holds 60K. I'm just amazed by this.
It doesn't matter if they even draw fans anymore. It's all about, it's just TV inventory. I'll guarantee you that game got a high TV rating. I haven't seen it, but I'll guarantee you Texas and Michigan got a really good rating.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that there's going to be any sort of actionable item for these bowls or for the TV partners that are still able to charge their advertisers a bunch of money, but isn't this a sign, at least a small one, maybe a large one, of what you're talking about, that there's a clear disconnect with fans? 10 years ago, Texas and Michigan come and play a bowl game here, and their starters are playing. Yeah, the place is sold out, no doubt. I do think it's symptomatic of what the problem is. Up next, it is a supersized 2026 edition of Mic'd Up. Jaden's getting emails. Don't go anywhere, Gameheads.
Bianchi and Kravitz will be right back after this.
I'm so excited. This is your tool-based hardware system tonight. Wendell Carter Jr. with the Slamma Jamma.
Twisted. Nice spin we got by Shepard, threw it wildly off the bucket. But Wendell's there for the putback jab. How did he do that? Found that thing behind his right ear and threw it down behind his left. Holy smokes.
If you're gearing up for game day, Tool Vase is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place. Every night and your best stop before the game, visit toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
This message is for all you couples out there, because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause.
Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Save up to $10 on tickets with a savings coupon from participating Ford dealerships. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See savings coupon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
The real story in lab-grown diamonds is the outrageous markups other jewelers are charging for them.
That's Brian Stamey, Vice President of International Diamond Center.
Jewelry stores are marking up lab-grown diamonds as much as 800%. It's insane.
So instead of continuing to see customers overpay, IDC is changing the game.
For our customers, we have secured direct access to a wholesaler of fine quality lab-grown diamonds, every size, every shape. IDC will facilitate the purchase at wholesale pricing directly from the grower. Look, we will always stand behind natural diamonds, but if a customer wants a lab-grown option, we can at least make sure they aren't being price gouged.
International Diamond Center.
For over 4 decades, IDC has stood for one thing above all, protecting our customers. No games, no inflated prices, just the diamond you want at the fair price you deserve.
So don't overpay. If you want a lab-grown diamond, come to IDC and save thousands. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Mullet, Millennia, and Waterford Lakes. Online, shopidc.com.
The Lowe's Closeout event is here with the final savings of the season. Grab amazing deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and more before they're gone. Plus, MyLowe's Rewards and MyLowe's Pro Rewards members get free standard shipping. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Free shipping excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
Enjoying a healthy dinner that tastes great means eating out at a pricey restaurant, right? Wrong. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers are delicious and healthy. The tray and tray steam technology delivers crisp veggies and tender protein in tasty selections, like Healthy Choice Simply Steamers grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. It's a satisfying meal with 28 grams of protein and nothing artificial. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers. What having it all tastes like.
Why haven't you listened to Red Pill America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show for patriots. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
It is Black Monday in the NFL when coaches of struggling teams get pink slipped. The Raiders, Browns, Falcons, and Cardinals have already fired their bosses.
UCF football appears to have their next quarterback. James Madison transfer Alonzo Barnett III committed to the Knights on Sunday. And a Magic, they'll begin a 2-game road trip that starts tomorrow night in Washington. Orlando's alternated wins and losses over their last 9 games. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
You know, it's actually been relatively cool lately, which means now is the best time to call Ziegler Air Conditioning for your annual maintenance check. Jason and his crew have been keeping Central Florida cool for 40 years. They know what Florida heat can do to your system. Believe me, they don't just show up like some companies and say, hey, it looks good. They actually take things apart. They check every connection, lubricate every part, and blow all that gooky gunk out of your drain lines to make sure you're running efficiently before the next heat wave closes in. And here's the other thing, the main thing I love about Ziegler Air. When you need them most, they're always there. On a recent holiday weekend, they showed up within an hour and saved the day for me and my family. They're honest, quick, and never pushy. Just pros doing what they do best. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up, brought to you by Adventure Boat Share, unlimited hassle-free boating without having to own a boat. It is a great gift for the entire family for the new year. Check them out at adventureboatshare.com.
I have something I need to say before we
You need to apologize for the bowl games?
No.
Because did you see the rating for the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
This isn't about rating.
8.7 million viewers watched the BYU Pop-Tarts Bowl.
People will still mindlessly turn the TV on and watch these games because they're football fans, and that doesn't just go away overnight. But there's a difference between turning a game on the TV screen and then taking that wallet out of your pocket, taking the time out of your day and going to the stadium.
I agree.
And people aren't doing that for Michigan and Texas at a sellout level. A lot of people went. Getting 45,000 people to do anything is hard. But still, that should be the easiest sellout of the bowls.
Why can't I find the TV rating for that game?
I don't know.
Can't find it.
But the thing I was going to mention before we start clanking away at the audio here, the Orlando Dreamers tweeted out about 40 minutes ago, new year, new look, more soon, with the eye popping out emoji. So let me see if I have this right. The team in Orlando that doesn't exist is changing its logo. Do I have all of the facts right about this?
I don't know.
The team, there's no team. Why do they feel like this is necessary?
Okay, but yeah.
I feel like somebody wrote it on Canva. Like, what?
They're just, it's from the Pat Williams school. All right. Pat Williams, always try to keep yourself in the news. Always try to keep yourself in the news. New logo, even though we don't have a team. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, back to Mic'd Up.
Let's not forget Pat Williams called the press conference to announce the Dreamers when there was no team available, no ownership group, no stadium plan.
Right? I did get free popcorn that day, though.
All right, let's start Mic'd Up. We haven't talked about the Magic today. The Magic beat the lowly Indiana Pacers. Anthony Black, what do you have? 27 points, a career high 10 assists in that game. He's played really well over the last since Jalen Suggs is out almost every game now.
Yeah.
He's stepped in admirably for Jalen Suggs. Here's Coach Mosley talking about Anthony Black.
We're just recognizing situations like that. I mean, what they were running, we hadn't, run for a while. He recognizes one scenario, we get the layup one time, and he goes back to it. And I think that's just recognition of a point guard seeing what's working and taking advantage of it. And I think that's part of the growth of him, not just being able to get downhill to attack the basket and defend their team's best players at times, but being able to make plays for others on your team is which is so important for him and for us.
This guy's a budding star.
Yeah, big time. This is looking like a really good draft pick. We got him 6th overall a couple of years ago. The Jet Howard pick, not so much. But Anthony Black has been a revelation this year. I think he has been, if you're talking about both sides of the ball, he has been their most consistent player over the last month. What he brings to the team offensively and defensively, his 3-ball is vastly improved. He's playing with an attitude that it's been great watching him. He's been awesome.
Not only did my Jacksonville Jaguars clinch the division and bye in the playoffs yesterday, but rookie kicker Cam Little kicked a 67-yard field goal to end the first half, giving him the 2 longest kicks in NFL history in the same season. Here's the 67-yarder from yesterday.
A 67-yarder from the right hash. Logan Cook will put it down. There's the hold. There's the kick. The 67-yard field goal. From 67 yards to end the half. How good is that?
Really good. He kicked a 68-yarder to set the record earlier this season. Now the 67-yarder. He kicked a 70-yarder in preseason. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
This guy, Kravitz, you're famous for your Mount Rushmores. I'm saying Cam Little already belongs on the Mount Rushmore of NFL kickers.
Okay, Gilbert, let's calm down.
What? The 2 longest kicks in NFL history in the same season?
Adam Vinatieri, Andrew Vanderjack, I think was his name.
Sebastian Janikowski, ever heard of him?
Yeah. What about the guy that used
Tom
to
Dempsey?
the one that used to kick straight away, or was that all of them?
That was Tom Dempsey.
Okay.
They kicked the 63-yarder. Yeah. He only had half a foot, too.
Oh, exactly. So you get extra points for that.
He kicked a lot of extra points.
Not quite there, but he's working on it. He's chipping away at the mountain right now with the way that he's playing.
Miami Hurricanes shocked the world and the Ohio State Buckeyes to get into the semifinals of the college football playoff, where they will play Ole Miss on Thursday. Here's Mario Cristobal right after the upset of Ohio State.
Well, they're a great team, and they have elite talent, elite coaching, great skill and whatnot. And, one of the things we pointed at, of course, we talked about being physical and playing with relentless effort. But in a game like this, you also have to be willing to take the hits, brother, and get right back up. I mean, it just comes with it. And if you're willing to do that and just keep showing up and keep coming in the fourth quarter, you're going to give yourself a great opportunity. And hats off to them, first and foremost, Coach Day and his team. Awesome. But hats off to our guys for being some tough-ass sons of bitches.
Yeah. And that's what this Miami that's why this Miami team is where they're at, because they are some tough ass SOBs. There's no question about it.
Yeah,
they're physical.
They will punch you in the mouth. I still can't believe they lost 2 games to okay ACC teams, but it happens throughout the course of a college football season. This team, talent-wise, toughness-wise, is as good as any in college football, and they're proving it with where they are right now in the Final Four of the college football playoff.
Liam Cohen, Jaguars coach, talking about the playoff game this coming weekend in Jacksonville and what needs to happen.
It's huge. I've seen so many cool pictures of the 22 game here at home and what that crowd did and what the community can do for a football team and what a football team can do for a community. And I think that the majority of these guys, they all want to play. They all want to play. The whole team, they want to play in front of this crowd. I remember hearing Brenton Strange's comments a couple of weeks ago about, it's cool to go on the road and play in some cool atmospheres, but there's nothing like playing at home in front of this crowd and in front of this community. So we need them all. We need all of Duval to come out.
The question is, Will there be more Jags fans in the stadium on Sunday or more Bills fans? The Bills Mafia is going to show up.
They're going to be there. They're everywhere. It's a massive fan base for how small Buffalo is compared to some of the other cities that are in the NFL. I know that our boss, Rick, is a Jags fan. His wife is a Bills fan.
Right.
I'm not sure they're going to be able to see each other this coming weekend. Would this qualify as the biggest Jags game ever? Not the middle of the season one against the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, biggest game ever? Well, they won 2 AFC championship games. So, no.
Well, it was kind of a joke because
every game
is the biggest game ever.
The next one.
That's right.
Because it's the next.
This one is on a short list, though. This is big.
Let's we have time. All right, let's go to Mike Tomlin right here. Mike Tomlin, of course, the Steelers win the game and the division, eliminate the Ravens from the playoffs when the Ravens kicker Tyler Luton misses the 44-yard field goal at the end of the game. Here's Mike Tomlin when asked, what if Loop had made the kick?
You know how it is, if my aunt had no part, she'd be my uncle.
All right, no follow-ups, please.
It's some butts for candies and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
He missed the kick. All right?
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I think we've become too polarized as a society for those sort of quips, but I get what he's saying.
You mean sort of like the ad that we've been running on our station? Anyway, Myles Garrett set the NFL single-season record with his 23rd sack in yesterday's victory over the Bengals. Here's the record-setting play and Myles Garrett's reaction afterwards.
Bengals have it first out of the rounds, 45-yard line. Burrow shotgun. Burrow to throw. He got him! He got him! There it is! Myles Garrett! Sack number 23! The new single-season sack king! And the Browns defense mobs their man at the Cincinnati 45-yard line.
And it was everything I expected. And it was so tough. I knew they were going to make it difficult, but I don't think I saw more than 3 singles on a real drawback the whole game. And I just knew that if I did, I had to make that moment count. And the feeling couldn't be better.
So Myles Garrett breaks the record set by Michael Strahan and T.J. Watt. I don't want to.
I know what you're going to say.
I don't want to complain here, okay? Because Michael Strahan, when he set the record, was sort of controversial because Brett Favre sort of took a dive, all right?
Sort of.
Joe Burrow took a dive, and he lined up offsides. Did he not?
I didn't catch that part, but
go look at the replay right now.
But I definitely caught took a dive. I thought, guys, we need to be reacting to this. This is a free sack given up by Joe Burrow. He did us solid to Myles Garrett. One of the unique things in that game, we had 2 separate put the guy on the shoulder celebrations. You don't see that a lot for 2 separate individuals at separate portions of the game. Myles Garrett and then Andre Schmidt, the kicker, both got the up on the shoulders treatment. I don't know. There's no stat for this, but I would think that's one of the only times.
During the break, I want you to go look at it.
I will watch it during the break. Up next, your text, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you. Up next, right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey, let's start the new year off right with a game-changing financial plan. You know, we all make resolutions, but very few of them stick without a real strategy behind them. If getting your finances and retirement on track is one of your goals this year, Trajan Wealth can help you make it happen. I've talked about Trajan Wealth for a while, but now I'm actually a client, and let me tell you, they made retirement planning simple. No pressure, no confusion, jargon, just clear, honest advice from fiduciaries who actually put your goals first. I walked in thinking I was doing okay. I walked out feeling confident, prepared, and honestly relieved. They took the time to understand what I want my retirement to look like, then built a plan around me, not a cookie cutter formula. If you've ever wondered whether your plan could be better, now is the perfect time to get a second opinion from Trajan Wealth. Give them a call today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Guess who's back? Well, it's your world champion Orlando Valkyries headed back to Addition Financial Arena for another exciting season. Head coach Amy Pauley has this crew ready to roll, and they're going to be unveiling their championship banner on opening night, which is Friday, January 9th at 7 p.m. Single game tickets are available by heading to their website. Family 4-packs, you get 4 tickets, 4 $10 concession vouchers, and 4 championship cups for only $100. Let's go support the team as they drop the banner on January 9th. We'll see you at the arena, and go Valks.
Accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound after Mineola Hancock Road, slowing things down. Left lane is blocked there. Crash on I-4 eastbound after the beach line also has the left shoulder blocked. And you have lots of company on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Greenway and 192. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by the White House Briefing Room podcast with John Decker. I'm John Decker. Join me weekdays for 15 minutes of no-skin White House coverage straight from the press briefing room. Subscribe now to the White House Briefing Room on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. With Progressive Insurance, we make it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you will earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bat calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. Nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
They won't say it, but after a crash, your car may lose value, even if it's fixed. It's called diminished value, and we know how to go after it. Farah and Farah. It's what we're built for. Call us.
Orlando.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, lift your leg, man.
He's
talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not that.
Of course he did, right, Santa?
You know, it's my elf Drewski here. He handles the nice lift.
And hell, I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17. And at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies, right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part, you can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Guys, my side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed. With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line. $100 plus a month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The free iHeartRadio app is your daily soundtrack with live stations, 24/7 news, sports, and weather, and of course, the most podcasts on the planet. It's easy to see why more and more people are using it. Join the millions who already have it on their smartphone. The free iHeartRadio app, the #1 app for radio.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. This guy is money, and he joins me now to talk about the latest in real estate. How is the market doing right now, and how can buyers take advantage?
The market is doing well. It's not crazy like it was a few years ago, but right now it is primed to buy real estate. Not so great for sellers, but it's primed to buy real estate. And one of the big things that buyers are getting now is instead of fighting over the cost of the home, we're fighting over concessions from sellers to buy down the rate, make repairs, cover your down payment. I think that the big thing right now is finding an agent that can negotiate, understands the market, really fights as much money they can in your pocket.
And Kevin is that agent. When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to move you right along. Search his name on Facebook or call him today, 407-702-4635.
This is the Beat of Sports.
Do you want rules or not? Because what Scott Frost is trying to tell you is, look, in an unregulated college football world, we will not have the same amount of money as, forget Alabama, Ohio State, in the league they're trying to compete in. If you don't set some rules, we'll never spend anywhere near the guy at Texas Tech, the church at BYU. So be realistic then. Yeah, no one wants to be 5-7, but what Scott's telling us, we're going to have some more money this year, but do you want rules or not? Because if we don't get rules, then you got to pay more. You, the fan, or that donor. Otherwise, how do you want to compete? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can't moneyball it. So you might not like when he says that about the system being broken, but do you want rules or not? And there's no doubt about it. If you're the school that doesn't have the sugar daddies, then you want the rules because you think that makes the system fair.
Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game. Orlando Sports Leader. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, and iHeart Radio Station. Guaranteed human.
This is Paulo Banchero with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Here's Paulo out of the timeout. Got it in close. Little hook shots up and good. A 6-footer, and he's not slowing down. 9 of 18 from the field tonight. Even I can do that, Matt. That's 50%.
Another big night coming up tomorrow for Paulo Banchero. It's the matchup you've all been waiting for. Magic versus Wizards coming up tomorrow night. Can the team win back-to-back games for the first time in over a month? Pre-game 6:30 tip at 7. Game day coverage powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. Watch the highlight during the commercial break, Mike, and you are correct. But I did not realize this. Myles Garrett completely lined up offsides, jumps as the snap, perhaps even before the snap had been executed. And the officials just asked.
And Joe Burrow took a dive.
Joe Burrow definitely took a dive. He could have easily gotten rid of the football. He saw Garrett coming and just crumpled like a cookie. Then don't forget it, the daily game show that has taken the sports talk radio world by storm, coming up in just a moment. But first, we step to the side for the fine folks of Fox Sports Radio. Get you all caught up with the latest in sports. Back at it in 60 seconds.